Hi guys, how we doing today? It's your girl Valentina coming at you live from Washington DC. I have another video for you guys. Hang tight, it's about to get really interesting. What brought you guys here at this statue?
Visit all the memorials.
What do you think of Martin Luther King Jr.?
He was influential in the framework of America and our society today, so it's a must see for sure.
Yeah, same thing. Very inspirational.
Right.
There's all the things he did for civil rights, and it's
Okay.
great memorial, beautiful memorial.
What do you guys think about race issues in America? Tell me a little bit about the Black Caucus that you came for.
It's an annual Congressional Black Caucus where the legislatures for the U.S. government come together, the Black legislature that is, and put on a conference every year just to lift up Black folks and talk about Black issues.
Oh, nice.
So we were there for that.
How do you feel about Black issues in America? You're from Lagos?
Yeah.
You're from Lagos. So tell me, do you think America is a racist country? So you say you guys are half Latin and half Native Indian?
Yeah.
Native American. So that's half Mexican and half, what's the other Native American? Which one? Do you think America is racist? What brought you here today?
I wanted to see all the history that I had been teaching the past 30 years as a school teacher.
Okay.
I wanted to see everything I had always seen in a book or taught about to my high school students. And I wanted to actually see it in a museum.
Do you think America is still very racist or has improved? So today we're talking about what is the least racist country in the world? I recently published a video about King Charles of England and a black guy. This video is actually inspired by the video that I did on King Charles and the black man. I'm here talking about this issue because of the other video. So this video is kind of like a part 2 to the previous video. Let's get a few things straight, all right? Definitions. When it comes to racism, it seems like there are different definitions floating around. My definition of racism might be different from yours. Define racism. What's racism to you?
Racism for me is anytime you oppress any group of people.
Okay, no matter what the color.
Doesn't matter what the color, doesn't matter what their ethnicity or background.
Right.
Anytime there is oppression, and oppression takes form in many different forms.
Right.
It is not just the oppression of the overt oppression.
Right.
It's also the covert oppression, where there are policies and there's ordinances in place that keep a certain group of people down.
Oh, okay, so it's not just because a lot of people think racism just color, like me treating a black person. It's not color, right? And you agree pretty much?
Oh yes, I definitely.
Right. In America, the definition of racism is different. Outside America, racism is direct and in your face. When a non-black person hates a black person because of the color of their skin and mistreats them directly. In America, racism is more indirect. They call it systemic racism, which is basically a form of racism that is embedded in the laws and regulations of a society or an organization. It manifests as a discrimination in areas such as criminal justice, employment, housing, healthcare, education, and political representation. In this video, by racist, we mean against black people and people of color, as they are the ones who usually face racism all over the world. The darker skinned you are, the worse you are treated. The only exception to that rule is when you are considered exceptional. By exceptional, I mean like you have status, you have money, you have special talents, and you are extra beautiful and attractive. Then you might not face as much racism. It is worse when you are black and poor. I'm not sure when this mistreatment of black people started in the world. Was there mistreatment of blacks before slavery and colonialism? Race in America is a very sensitive issue, and I understand that. And I am not making light of the issue. I'm just speaking from my personal experience. And that's why I invite everybody watching this video, please share your personal experience as well. Leave a comment below. I'm just basically going by what I see and what I experience. And to be frank, I've never come across anybody in America complaining so much about racism. I hear about it a lot more on TV than on real life. In my environment where I live or in my community, I don't feel the racial tension. I don't know if that makes sense. And I lived in America for over 25 years and I have not felt a racial tension like on real life. I only hear about it on TV, and on TV it makes it seem like it's a huge problem in America. But then everyday life, when I'm walking down the street, I don't walk down the street with a fear of being black. I don't walk down the street feeling less of a human because I'm black. I don't feel targeted. Personally, I don't know if because I'm a woman or what, but ever since I lived in America, I've never felt like I was racially targeted. I never felt like somebody was looking down on me because of the color of my skin. I've never been made to feel that I was less of a person because I'm black. In America, I've always felt like that I could achieve anything, that could be whatever I want to be, that the playing field for me has been equal with everybody else. I just didn't feel, I still don't feel that the color of my skin has held me back. I don't know if it's just me, but you feel, please, everybody's experience is different. I'm just talking about my experience as a black woman living in America. I've never felt discriminated against. I've never felt like I could not achieve anything in America because of the color of my skin. So I never felt like my skin color was holding me back. I've been living in America for over 25 years. And I know America gets knocked down a lot for being a racist country. But honestly, guys, in all honesty, to me, America is the least racist country in the world. Honestly, if you agree with me, put your hand up, leave your comment below that America is the least racist country in the world. Black Americans are very sensitive to racism, and I feel like because they are so sensitive to it, they make it seem so huge compared to the rest of us. And I know and I understand why they're like that, and because of the whole history of racism in America. And those of us who come from other countries, we don't share their history of racism. So, and I'm not saying that they are exaggerating it. Maybe that's the word. Sorry, I shouldn't use that word. But they're ultra sensitive to it. So that's why I feel like every racism or every race appearing thing really gets Black Americans riled up. In comparison, I'm from Namibia, and my parents went through the whole apartheid system, which was similar to segregation in America. And I feel like my parents suffered just as much as Black Americans did, because apartheid was very brutal. Just research apartheid. I'm putting on the screen right now. Research that it was segregation of blacks and whites in Africa, in Namibia and South Africa. And my parents were raised in that system, and even them, they are not ultra sensitive to racism. Like, it just doesn't trigger them the way Black Americans are triggered by racism in America. So I feel like living in America, racism is like a very ultra super sensitive topic to where everybody thinks America is a very racist country. But having lived in America for over 25 years, I have not experienced racism in America. And I'm grateful to Black Americans that I'm not seeing that treatment, because they fought the battle before we got here, to make sure that we're not treated like that in public. Because like I said, to a lot of us, like immigrants, I hear other immigrants talking, we don't feel that racism in America. To you Black people living in England, do you consider the country racist? Do you get that in your face racism, or do you get the American systemic racism where it's like hidden, or do you have the in your face racism? And do you experience that on a daily basis? I feel like if you apply yourself as a Black person in America, you can make it not as easy as maybe a white person, but I feel like you have a better chance of making America as a Black person than anywhere else in the world. Just look at it. The most successful Black people in the world are in America. The most successful immigrant Black people are in America. Because America is a land of opportunities. If you apply yourself, no matter what your color is, you will succeed. If you come with the right attitude, get your education, do your things right, don't get involved in all this like criminal stuff and these funny things. If you just apply yourself well, do the right things, and be serious and focus, you can make it in America. you know. And then of course, you know, you need to get your papers as well. If you don't have your papers and you're just doing the right things, working as hard as you can and stay out of trouble, even you can make it, you know. But I can't say the same for England and other countries. I feel like it's a lot harder. But the truth be told, in America, black people have better opportunities to be successful if they apply themselves well. The cards are not stacked against the black people so much compared to other countries like England. And even African countries, I feel like America even beats African countries when it comes to advancing black people. Black people have a better chance of advancing America than anywhere else in the world. If you agree with me, leave a comment below. If you don't agree, leave a comment below and tell me which country in the world have more successful and better off black people. I bet you'll point to America. You know, and of course, black Americans are the most successful black people in the world. You know, and of course that can be said because of where they live. They live in America, a country of opportunities. If America was so racist, why are the most successful black people in America? You know, if America was so racist, black people would not be the most successful black people in the world. Black Americans would not be the most well-off black people in the world if America was so racist. Black Americans in America do even better than black people in Africa, in the Caribbean. People who are being governed by black people in Africa and the Caribbean. So sometimes I feel like black Americans, I feel like they take America for granted, really, you know. Yes, America is not perfect. It's not perfect, but I feel like, honestly, I feel like racism here is exaggerated. As somebody who's been to other countries, and as somebody whose family went through apartheid, because I'm from Namibia, I really don't believe America is that racist. I don't. I feel like Americans in general, white and black, and very compassionate people. They're nice people. Like, I've been here for over 25 years, and I can't tell you when somebody was racist towards me. I haven't experienced that. And knock on wood, pray to God that I never have to experience it, but I've never felt any less of a person because of my color of my skin in America. And if and then also I live like in a metropolitan area. I live in the Washington DC area where you have people from all walks of life. So of course I'm not gonna feel that, right? But maybe if I go to a small town somewhere like in the boondocks when there's no black people, maybe I'll feel it. But then I also went to college in Midland, Michigan, where it was mostly white people. Even there I didn't feel like I was less of a person because I was black. And I also been to other parts of I lived in Texas for a little bit, you know, where I was around more white people. Even then I didn't feel like people were looking at me or treat me any kind of way because of the color of my skin, you know. So in my opinion, I feel like Europe, England, especially France and Germany, those are the most racist countries in the world. America definitely has to be the least racist country in the world. America even beats African countries. African countries are also racist, you know, in their own ways. Black Americans don't believe that black people can be racist. I believe black people can be racist to white people, to other colors, Mexicans, Latinos, and also to their own people. What do you guys think about race issues in America?
I think
like black and white issues.
Exaggerated, but I don't think it's non-existent.
Right, right.
Well, it's definitely important for us to acknowledge the differences and definitely to honor everybody's different backgrounds and things. So I think it's just a learning process for everybody, and we're constantly learning about those things to make, you know, everybody come together.
Right.
I agree with him over there.
It's a little bit of exaggerated.
It's definitely existent, that's for sure.
Right.
But I think it's exaggerated at times.
Right.
But I think overall, there's a lot of people who love people. I mean,
Exactly.
I don't think it's out there, but
Right.
definitely over-exaggerated.
So do you think Martin Luther King's dream has come to pass?
It's in the process.
It's in the process.
I definitely came a long way since he's been around.
Right.
So that's for sure.
Right.
I definitely know his dream's not complete.
I think it's a driving force and a continuous reminder of where we need to be and where, you know, how we collectively move forward.
Right. And you think we'll ever get there? I mean, we're humans.
I hope so.
I hope so.
You know, this whole memorial is about hope, right?
Right.
So I hope so.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it,
Yeah.
he wanting people to come together and respect everyone. I think we have a lot of that, a lot more than they had.
Right.
I do think we still have.
Is racism rampant or is it exaggerated?
Oh no, it's definitely the same, and that it is. There's so many issues concerning Black America.
Okay.
Well, I want to say anyone who says that racism is exaggerated, they really are part of the problem.
Okay. Right. So do you think Martin Luther King's dream has come to pass?
One thing about a dream is a dream is always alive.
Right.
And so when we think about the dream of Martin Luther King Jr., it is a dream that is still living, it is still alive. We have not realized the full magnitude of his dream,
Okay.
but we continue to live the dream.
Right. So people that say that race in America is exaggerated, what do you have to say to those people?
Oh no, racism is systemic. It's still alive.
Okay.
It's still there, but it's not something that's going to go away overnight.
Right.
We didn't get here overnight, and so I think it means that we have to have more individuals that are conscious about the issues, more individuals that are aware of the issues, and we can't cover them up.
Right.
We just come from the African American Museum.
Okay.
And again, when you go through that museum, you see the history,
Right.
you see the plight, you see the challenges and the struggles of Black folks for years and centuries.
Right.
Everyone, it should be required that everyone go through that,
Right.
just to understand the history.
How did you feel going through that? Was it very emotional? Should people bring a lot of tissues, kind of thing, or?
I think it's reflective.
Reflective.
I think for Black folks, it's reflective.
Okay.
For white folks, it's a aha moment. And I think that it's the history that is real.
Okay.
And they say if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Right. Do you think America is the most racist country in the world?
Racism is everywhere. It's
Right.
not, whether America is the most racist, who knows? We haven't toured the entire world.
Right.
But we hear racism over in Iran currently
Right.
with women. We hear racism in some of the communist countries.
Right.
So racism is everywhere.
Right.
And it's going to be alive everywhere until we stamp it out everywhere.
Do you think America is racist?
Yes.
Like a lot or a little bit?
A lot.
And a lot? Even you say a lot? Okay. So what do you guys say? Let me start with you. Why do you say a lot?
Because we see it in everyday life. I mean, even here,
Yeah.
we've seen a lot of
Really?
people that have looked at us like, "Ooh, what kind of race are they?"
Right. Oh my goodness.
Actually, yesterday we were at Lincoln Memorial,
Okay.
and a lady was looking at us really weird, and I told my kids, don't mind it. And as we
Right.
were passing by, she said something under her breath, and I'm the kind of person that's from local, so I said, I'm sorry, what was that? And
Right.
she was like, where are you guys from? I said, New Mexico. She was like, oh, I thought so. Thinking Mexico.
Oh,
And I
my.
said, no, it's a state, actually.
Wow.
A lot of people don't understand it. But
Yeah.
I said, but you're not from here. You shouldn't be here.
She say that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What? You say what? White lady?
Like,
People still say that in this day and age?
They
Oh my
do.
goodness.
Oh, yeah, especially in Arizona.
yeah.
Especially Arizona. You guys been to Arizona? Is that
Yeah,
close
yeah.
to New Mexico?
Yeah, especially in Mexico.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so interesting. So racism against Mexicans and Latinos is still up there.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just black people.
No.
No, and you guys you feel it.
The part is that Arizona and New Mexico border Mexico.
Ah.
And there's still a lot of even racism there because unfortunately we are still the minority and the majority over there is white.
Right.
Yeah.
So we always get that. We always get
Oh, my.
third worlds and go back to where you came from and
Yeah.
Interesting.
because we have native too, we're even more from the native land than they are.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's interesting. Even in Washington D.C., because this place is supposed to be more diverse.
Right.
So like you wouldn't expect people to like look at you like, where you from?
Right, right.
It was
Yeah,
probably
that's what we-
maybe it was a tourist because I feel like people in D.C.
Maybe it was a tourist. It could have been.
But they were like American tourists, or they're not like foreigners.
No, she was from here.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
interesting.
But we have had some good experiences with people here. I mean,
Right.
for the most part, everybody's pretty chill.
Right.
Pretty nice.
Okay, but if somebody says America is racist, then you're gonna say, of course,
Yeah.
like it's very racist.
Yeah.
So would you say Mexico is less racist than America?
To what we know,
Yeah.
yes, but we only know the frontera area.
Right.
I have a good friend who's actually over there right now and has family in Guadalajara,
deep Mexico, and she says that they're very welcoming.
Yeah.
To all people, black and white,
tourists
and
everything.
Latino.
But it's the border. It's the border that
The front
they're
Frontera,
more,
right.
They look at everybody like white.
Right. Okay.
The,
Well,
the,
like
main- the front line of the Mexico,
right. Yeah.
They look at like even myself. They
Yeah.
they, you know, they call us because they're like mad for the way they've been treated.
Oh wow.
You know, so they look like if you don't talk to this, they can tell. When as soon as
Right.
you start talking, they know whether you're from there or
Exactly. When you guys are in Mexico compared to in America, you feel more safer or more welcome in America than Mexico? Would you say?
not.
No, I think that they also know that we're American.
Right.
Yeah,
So
exactly. That's
a
why
lot
they call
of
us
people
white
don't like
boys.
Americans.
Right.
So
Interesting.
when they make themselves knowledgeable of that,
Right.
they're like, I
Yeah.
mean, which they have their own issues to why they don't.
Right.
trust
Come
us.
here,
Yeah.
Bianca. Come in.
But
I wouldn't say we feel safer over there, just especially even though it's part of our culture,
Right.
part of our heritage.
Nah. Interesting. Yo, these race issues go deep.
Yeah.
They really go deep all across.
It's deep.
Yeah.
It's deep
And if
everywhere.
you're not white, you feel it regardless whether you're black,
Oh, yeah.
Latino,
Most
Asian.
definitely.
Yeah.
And I have a few really good friends that are white.
Right.
And I have one lady who's so disappointed in the white supremacy and white privilege that she'll speak with us and Dina.
Yeah.
And she'll speak with us in general that she's really disappointed
Right.
in where her ancestry herself came from.
Right.
So and she
Interesting.
lives in New Mexico where we're from.
Right.
So she sees it every day. Now when we're walking with her down the street,
Right.
oh, you can tell.
Oh, but really, people are like, oh my goodness, what you doing with
they're
them?
like- And people have asked her.
Wow.
Pastor, why do you have more minority friends than you do
Interesting.
white? And she'll rip them into shreds. She's
Oh.
very educated.
It's messed up because even though we're considered wealthy,
Yeah.
we're still the working poor.
Right.
He tried to go to a private school.
Mm-hmm.
He went there one day, and everybody there looked at him different.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. That's messed up.
Even the
messed up.
teachers.
Even the teachers. Wow, New Mexico. Oof. All right. Thank you so much for that insight. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. You too. Bye. Do you think America is still very racist or it has improved?
I hate to say it, we're still very
Still very racist?
Still very
And you from being from the South, I'm sure you feel it a lot.
South, it's better. We need to bring our young people.
Yeah.
Because when they are born and they first come to school, they know nothing about racism.
Right.
It's taught to them by their family members.
Right.
But once they're exposed to other races, Jewish and African Americans
Right.
and everyone, they don't have racism.
Right. But you still feel like America is very racist. You don't think there's been any improvement at all, to be honest.
I guess parts of it.
Parts of it. Right. Okay.
I've seen it. I'm 62 years old. I
Right.
know it has improved
Ah.
much more from when I was a child.
Right.
So I don't want to say it's not totally racist. Because children are not. When they first come to school as first graders, they're not racist.
They're not
They're
racist.
not. We want to blame everything on white people. And everything is not blamed on white people. Some
Right.
things in our own, we have to work and strive for our own things.
Right.
Everything does not have to be given to us.
Right.
But we just need an equal chance.
Right.
An equal playing field.
Where are you from?
From Nigeria.
You're from Nigeria. So what brings you here? Are you visiting or you live here?
Yeah, I live here.
You live in America?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me, do you think America is a racist country? From your experience, since you've been here, have you experienced any racism?
From my experience, I met good people and beautiful people,
Both black and white, right?
both black and white.
So Nigeria and America, which country do you find is more racist? Like based on your experience, have you ever had any racism in Nigeria from people of other colors, like maybe light-skinned people or dark-skinned people?
Nigeria welcomes everybody.
Welcomes everybody. So you don't think there's any racism there?
No.
Okay.
Nothing like that.
That's great. So you like America? You think this country is welcoming to black people?
Of course, it's a country of opportunity and all that.
Right. If you come here, you apply yourself, you do just great.
Of course, if you are out of crime and all that, you straight,
Yeah, you can make it.
you can make it.
No matter what your color is.
No,
Yeah. Well, guys, this is the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And please remember, do not hate each other because you disagree. One love.